Next we shall discuss the concept called as conduction. This concept which is called as conduction here. What do you mean by this conduction? To understand this conduction, let us take one rod. Okay, so this is a very long rod in which, if you observe here, you are heating this rod from this side. Let us imagine. With the help of a candle, you are heating. And you all know that the molecules in a solid which are present here, they starts vibrating because of this heat. Okay, when you provide heat to any substance like solids, liquids or gases, the molecule starts vibrating. These vibrations create collisions with the beside molecules. Let us imagine this is 100 degrees Celsius. After certain distance, temperature decreases to 80. After that 60 degrees. After that it may go to 40 degrees, and after that finally let us imagine it is 30 degrees Celsius. And surrounding room temperature, let us imagine it is 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, so heat is transferred from one place to another place here. And metals are good conductors, you know about that. I am taking a metallic rod. Let us imagine this is an iron rod. Okay, let us imagine this is going to be an iron rod. It's made up of iron. So wherever you are heating, their maximum temperature will be there. And these vibrations will be maximum this end. And these vibrations disturbs the beside molecule. They also start vibrating, but not that much efficiently which these are vibrating. These vibrations becomes weaker and weaker and weaker from one end to other end. Okay, now here let us imagine the length of this conductor is L, area of cross section of this conductor is A, and the temperature of this end is θ1 and the temperature of the other end is θ2. Now what does it mean actually? It is heat current. Okay, it is called as heat current. The other name is heat current, or it can also be called as quantity of heat per unit time. Understand? Quantity of heat per unit time. So whatever it may be, either it is a heat current or it can also be called as quantity of heat per unit time. Okay, what does it explains here actually, by seeing this composition of this metal and this candle, it is very clear that heat current is directly proportional to area of cross section of a metal rod. Understand? If larger the area of cross section, the more the heat will transfer. The larger the area of cross section, the more heat will be transferred here. And similarly, rate of flow of heat is directly proportional to temperature difference of the ends of the rod here. Rate of flow depends upon the temperature difference. If larger is the temperature difference, larger is the current flow. And if you join, the next thing is rate of flow of it is inversely proportional to the length of the conductor. Inversely proportional to the length of the conductor. What does it mean actually? The larger the length, the lesser the current flows. Why? Because if you take only this much length, only difference will be 100 minus 60. When difference is less, heat current is less. When difference is less, that means length is also less. When length is less, what happens? Current flow will be, is it clear? So heat current is inversely proportional to length. Now what I am doing is, I am clubbing all these relations. And finally I will be getting Q by T is directly proportional to A θ1 minus θ2 divided by L here. Okay. You are just combining all these relations. And finally you will be getting Q by T is equal to Ka θ1 minus θ2 divided by L here. What is this K going to be? K is called as coefficient of thermal conductivity. Okay, there is a constant which is called as coefficient of thermal conductivity. Now, let us relate this with heat current, and here let us imagine this is going to be, if you write here a little bit, heat current, and this is electric current. What are the similarities between these two we shall discuss here, okay? What are the similarities between these two we shall discuss here, okay? Now let us see. Here, if you observe, what are the things we have to learn here? You just see, heat current can be written as theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by L by Ka. L by Ka, like this you can write. Okay, and this can also be written as delta theta by RH. Whereas in electric current, we take electric current is potential difference by resistance. Potential difference by, I is equal to V by R. I is equal to V by R in electric current. Potential difference by resistance. Here, temperature difference by resistance here. Is it clear? Now, if you observe here, heat resistance is given by L by Ka. L by Ka. Whereas electrical resistance is given by rho L by A, and rho is conductivity, which is the rho is called as resistivity, which is reciprocal of conductivity. 1 by sigma is conductivity. Sigma is conductivity here. So this is going to be sigma. Then you can write electrical resistance is equal to L by sigma A. Okay. So there are a lot of similarities we can say here, where K is equal to coefficient of thermal conductivity, whereas sigma is equal to electrical conductivity, and rho is called as resistivity. Okay. So what are the similarities you are going to observe here? Here also resistance is directly proportional to length, resistance is inversely proportional to cross section area. Here also electrical resistance, this is heat resistance, and this is electrical resistance, this is also directly proportional to, okay, L, and it is inversely proportional to cross section area. These are some of the similarities which you have to understand here, is it? It's very similar. Okay. Next, one more physical quantity you should understand here. What is that physical quantity? I'll tell you here. Here, temperature gradient. Temperature gradient. What do you mean by this temperature gradient? Temperature gradient is nothing but theta 1 minus theta 2 by L is called as temperature gradient. Actually, what is the meaning of temperature gradient? It is nothing but change in temperature with respect to length. What is the meaning of this? As the length increases, temperature decreases. That is called as temperature gradient. In electricity, potential gradient is there. Do you remember that one? Just like potential gradient is given by letter X, potential per unit length we have discussed there. In fluid mechanics also velocity gradient is there. Okay, what is the meaning of velocity gradient? Change in velocity with respect to the depth of the water. That is velocity gradient. Potential gradient, temperature gradient. Temperature gradient is nothing but change in temperature with respect to the length. This is the concept you have to remember. Okay. Now, some more concept we shall go ahead with this topic here. Now, let us take the same rod which we have taken there, and let us solve one problem so that you will be having certain idea about this type of problems. So let us take this is 100 degrees Celsius, and theta 2 at this end, let us imagine this is 60 degrees Celsius. Now, you have to find out at a distance x here, and let us consider the total length of the rod is L, means this is going to be L minus x. This is a small example I am going to do. Next I am asking you, find the temperature at 4 centimeters of the rod from the hot end. Okay, if length of the rod is how much? 10 centimeters. If the length of the rod is 10 centimeters, find the temperature at this place now. Okay, you have to find out this temperature. At how much distance you have to find out the temperature? 4 centimeters you have to find out the temperature. If the length of the rod is 10 centimeters totally, it is given. It is understood that L is equal to 10 centimeters here. Can you find out this? Yes, you can find out this. Very simple. It's a very simple technique here. Okay, what is left out here? Let us see. You know this is going to be the same rod, is it? Whatever the heat current is flowing in this rod, the same heat current will flow in this rod also, is it? Heat current is same. Just like in electricity, you will consider two resistances if you are considering same current is passing through this. But instead of electrical resistance, we are considering heat resistance here, is it? Now, let us go ahead now. Current passing through the first rod is equal to current passing through the second part of the rod, let us imagine. And what are we going to consider here? As it is the same rod, thermal conductivity will not change in this part of the rod and that part of the rod. Because thermal conductivity is representing the nature of the rod. What is the meaning of thermal conductivity? It depends upon the nature of the rod, and from rod to rod or material to material it is changing. Thermal conductivity is constant for particular metal. If you take iron, it is constant for iron. Copper is having certain other thermal conductivity. Is it clear? Now, if you are writing this formula, it is very clear that Ka theta 1 minus theta divided by x is equal to Ka theta minus 60 divided by L minus x. Is it? This is the basic formula. This is the basic formula you have to find out. We have to use here. Because heat current formula is IH. Okay, this is not only Q by T, this is also representing heat current, no? This is also representing heat current. Q by T is nothing but heat current. Why it is heat current? One more similarity I can tell you here. Just like IH is equal to Q by T, quantity of heat by time, electrical current can also be given by charge by time. Their rate of flow of charge, here rate of flow of heat. Their rate of flow of charge, here rate of flow of heat. Or charge passing per unit time, here heat passing per unit time, heat energy. Q means quantity of heat, and Q can also be called as heat energy. Heat energy. And heat is a form of energy which can be transferred from one form to another form. Understand? So let us go ahead now. So if this is the thing, as it is a rod of same material, some of the things gets cancelled because cross section area of the rod is same, because it is going to be a single rod here, is it? Now what is theta 1? 100 minus theta by x is going to be 4 here, and this is theta minus 60, and length of the rod is taken as 10 here. That means it is going to be 10 minus 4. Yes, can't you find out this theta from this and tell me what is the value of theta now? Okay, all of you see here. You all know that. Let us imagine I am considering two rods here, okay, and these two rods are made up of two different materials. Let us imagine here I am taking two rods. Let us imagine they are made up of some different two materials here, okay. Now let us see what is going to happen. Let us imagine this is theta 1 and this is theta 2, and this is some temperature at the middle of joining point of the two rods having different thermal conductivities. Two different rods made up of two different materials, let us imagine. Now area of cross section of this rod is A1 and this is A2. Okay, area of cross sections are different. Coefficient of thermal conductivity is also different. Let us imagine their lengths are also different here. Their length is also going to be different. Is it? Length is also going to be different. Now, how are you going to find out this temperature? Okay. For that, let us create one shortcut by taking some subconditions. Let us imagine now. You all know this is a series connection, is it not? What type of connection it is? Series connection. Now if this is a series connection, you have to find out the neutral temperature. Anyhow, in series connection, what happens, you know? Okay, I at the first rod is equal to current in the second rod, because heat current is same in the series connection. Okay, heat current is not going to change. How much heat current passes through this rod, that same heat current has to pass through the other rod in series connection. As if you will consider in electricity also, even though the resistance of the two different resistors are different here, but the current has to pass the same here. Current has to pass is same along the two resistors. That's going to be here now. So how much current passes through this resistor? Same current. Here also same heat current. And you know the formula here, K1 A1 theta 1 minus theta by L1 is equal to K2 A2 theta minus theta 2 by L2. Our aim is to find out what is the theta here. That is the temperature of the interface of the two rods. Joining interface of the two rods. You have to find out that temperature. How are you going to find out the temperature? This temperature now. It's very simple that you can just elaborate this one. K1 A1 theta 1 minus K1 A1 theta whole divided by L. Okay, L1 you can take, or you can just partially divide these two, like by L1 minus by L1 is equal to K2 A2 theta by L2 minus K2 A2 theta 2 by L2 here. Is it? Like this partially you have divided. And our aim is to find out this one, is it? What is our aim? You have to find out theta. So take theta terms to one side. Then if you common out K1 A1, okay, K1 A1 L1 plus K2 A2 L2 into theta. Just common out this theta here, which is equal to K1 A1 theta 1 by L1 plus K2 A2 theta 2 by L2. Can we take the LCM in both the cases? Yes, we can take the LCM. K1 A1 L2 plus K2 A2 L1 divided by L1 L2 you can write into theta here, and here also you can write K1 A1, yes, K1 A1 L2 theta 1 plus K2 A2 L1 theta 2 whole divided by L1 L2. Understood? Like this we are getting. Then from this you are just removing these two here. And finally how much you are getting now? Just see, theta is equal to K1 A1 L2 theta 1 plus K2 A2 L1 theta 2 divided by K1 A1 L2 plus K2 A2 L1. That's it. This type of formula you are getting now. Okay, let us take the subconditions. Now, what are the subconditions we shall just consider here? We can just consider if L1 is equal to L2 is equal to L. If the length of the rods are same. Yes, if the lengths of the rods are same, then what are we going to get now? So you just take theta is equal to K1 A1 theta 1 plus K2 A2 theta 2 by K1 A1 plus K2 A2. Understand? Lengths are same. This formula you have to consider. Next, another condition is, for example, if L1 is equal to L2 and A1 is also equal to A2. Length is same, area of cross section is same. Then how much you have to consider now? Theta is equal to K1 theta 1, K2 theta 2 by K1 plus K2. Understand this formula getting. Next, one more formula is, if L1 equal to L2, A1 equal to A2 and K1 also equal to K2 means same material you are considering, same material. Nature of the material is also same. At that time you can consider theta is equal to theta 1 plus theta 2 by 2. Okay, is it clear? So this is the final formula getting. Just remember these formulas. Whenever required you can use this type of shortcut formulas also. So just keep in your mind these type of formulas. Okay, now we shall go for the resistance in series and resistance in parallel conditions also we should discuss here. Okay. So now, the first thing is resistance in series. What is going to happen? Okay. So as we have connected to two rods in series, then what are the things we have to consider here? Let us draw the diagram also here. I have taken the two rods in series. Two rods I am considering in series, whose resistances are going to be, let us take R1 and R2. Lengths are L1 and L2. Area of cross section is A1 and A2. Okay, and even thermal conductivity is also different. When resistance in series, then you can write Rs is equal to R1 plus R2. Is it? And I told you that resistance is equal to L by Ka in the previous concept. Okay, resistance is directly proportional to length. Resistance is inversely proportional to cross section area, and resistance is equal to L by K. K is called as coefficient of thermal conductivity. It is going to be the proportionality constant also. It is a constant for any particular metal, and it changes from material to material. It depends upon the nature of the material. For iron, K will be same. For some other metal, it will be some other. Is it? So this is the concept basically. But here, R series means you have to consider both the lengths. Is it not? Series means resistance means total length you have to consider. So now L1 plus L2 by K in series into A, because let us take A is same, area of cross section is same here. Okay, area of cross section is same. Let us imagine that means A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A. Area of cross section is same here. Now let us imagine this is taken as L by K1A. Okay. This you can consider, if you want you can just consider series here. Okay, so now plus L2 by K2A2. Now you know that area of cross section is same. That means series are A1, A2 both are same. AS is equal to A1 is equal to A2 as the condition you have taken here. So can we remove these three? Okay, so you are getting L1 plus L2 by K in series is equal to L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2. This is the formula you are getting if it is in series condition. Next, and the next sub condition is, let us imagine L1 is equal to L2 is equal to L. Even the lengths are same, and also area of cross section is same. Already we have discussed in the previously. That is also going to be same. Then you will be getting L plus L by Ks is equal to L by K1 plus L by K2. So if you common out L here, you will be getting 2 by Ks is equal to L. If you common out here 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. So L is getting cancelled here. So Ks is going to be 2 K1 K2 by K1 plus K2. This is called as coefficient of thermal conductivity in series condition. In series connection. When two rods are connected in series, coefficient of thermal conductivity will become 2 K1 K2 by K1 plus K2, but the subconditions are length should be same, area of cross section also should be same here. Okay, so if lengths are different and area of cross sections are different, what you will do? What will be the basic formula? This will be the basic formula you have to consider. If only areas are same, then okay, areas are same, lengths are different, you have to use this formula. If length and areas both are same, then you have to use this basic formula here. Now, as it is connected here, resistance in series. If you are just imagining here, resistance are going to be in parallel condition here. When the two rods are